Good morning, welcome you all for the third edition of the Queen's Premier League. And as you all well aware of it, though it is of no serious significance, despite of all this, two losing semi-finalists are fighting for the third place, and the teams which are fighting for the third place today is Abdul Malik Cricket Academy and Wings of Fire. Wings of Fire played a fantastic cricket test. Unfortunately, they lost the game against STG. So now it's going to be a 20 over fire instead of 30 over format. That is for third place they're fighting for. The two openers for the Wings of Fire is Kyle, who scored a brilliant 100 yesterday. She was also amongst runs. She scored another 70 plus yesterday. And along with Kyle, Samia opened the innings for Wings of Fire. And the two umpires officiating for this game is Shivakumar and Anand. And we are playing in the same strip which we played yesterday. And the outfield is lush and lush green and full fast also. Get value for the shots. And the strip which offered assistance both batters and bowlers, spinners yesterday, that it's going to be the same way. So it's going to be an interesting contest since the overs are truncated to 20, so they have the wisdom to play the shot rather than staying there too long to build the innings. This is a different format. We loved it. We have a liberty to throw the bat also. So good to see that all these girls respond to this new challenge. Here we go, the next over. Start by Danya is the bowler, start the proceedings from the third over of the innings and number 2 over the series. 12 without loss. It's a good start for Wings of Fire. Wheels of Fire. Danya. The short run up. She rolls this one slightly short in length. This time short foot, and Kyle capitalized on it, and it's squared to the wickets. And the fielder, third man, stopped 6 and ran a couple. So runs are coming thick and fast, and Kyle knows the conditions very well. She spent most of her batting this tournament. She's well aware of the situation, the importance of her presence in the middle also. And she continues to impress the way she played. That's good to see that the opener, not showing any kind of adjustment for the demands of the T20. She played normal cricket shots. She's getting value for those shots. And good to see that a player follows the path of orthodoxy, doing well in a shorter format. It doesn't require any alteration in the batting approach. So it's good to see that Kyle's consistency. This time she aces horizontal bats. It is over mid-on, 4 more runs. First boundary of the innings from the bat of Kyle. So she is continuing the good work, and she's in a purple patch. And the way she played the batting looks very easy. A very well organized cricketer. Tremendous promise. Her progress is also heartening. Every day she's growing in leaps and bounds. Start. Lean forwards and open the face of the blade, steer it down to third man, 1 more run to the total. So the two batters are busy, and Samia is also giving good company. Yesterday they had a good partnership with Radhika. Both of them are instrumental in putting up a big score on the board, and unfortunately they couldn't defend that, and it was a good contest. And the disappointment of Abdul Malik Cricket Academy in yesterday's semi-final, they would like to compensate for the lackadaisical performance by giving a good one today. So at the end of over number 3, the score is 20 without loss. Today is a different day, so comes with the freshness, and also good to play so early in the morning before the sun shows its intensity. It's not easy to play in these hostile conditions, but these girls are really showing a tremendous energy and spirit. Davies, the bowler, the first ball, Kyle opened the face, the blade. A similar result on the one she played the previous delivery for last over. So 2 more runs is added to the total. What's more important is the Kyle's ability to pace her innings. It is very important, and importance of a continuation. She shows to her teammates the reliability and consistency is a proof. I'm slightly uppish in the onside, and because of the field restrictions, fell safely outside this restriction area. 2 more runs is added. Only 6 overs is the power play overs here. So normally they used to play 9 overs. The field restriction of the 30 allotted overs, 20 over format. So they are capitalizing on the power play overs. The good part is she is comfortable with both front and back foot. Play the merit of the ball and the importance of her presence in the middle. She put value to a wicket also. The percentage of risk is very less in a batting. Another fine looking shot on the ground. I saw her this time. And the fielder at mid on. 1 more run. And Soumya is giving good company to Kyle. And they are not too much relying on scoring boundaries. They know it's such a big ground, then you get big enough space is there for them to run hard, and you get value for the shots also. So you can see a couple of doubles. It's evident that aggressive running. This time he is trying to play the ball square, the wicket misses out completely. A rare dot ball. A rare dot ball. Dot ball is a premium in a T20 format, and you cannot have the luxury of consuming too many of those. The next one, he reaches out, lean forward, a slight misfield. India is the culprit though. Otherwise, they've been a good over. So the over comes to an end. At the end of over number 4, the score is 27 without loss. So now it's going to be a change. Shanmuga Priya, who did exceptionally well in a losing semi-final, she batted brilliantly and also bowled well. So loads of confidence behind her. Will she put the brake on Wheels of Fire's openers? And they're scoring freely. So, she was instrumental in lifting the morale of the team and put up a decent score yesterday. Otherwise, they would have bundled out inside a 3-figure mark. It was a brisk innings yesterday. The first ball, she tossed it up. The interesting aspect of Kyle's batting is that her ability to step out of a ground and meet the ball, the air itself. She went so close to the ball and brigade the spin. So the disheartening aspect is that using her feet. It's more important, and she's also having a good sweep shot at her disposal. So a good package, Kyle. Is this time it was a fuller length. And this is played with angle back towards a backward point area. This time Marian stops it cleanly. So no run. Shanmuga Priya started to play really well. It's important. Well, she bowled a quarter full overs that with a fine looking delivery. Played all along the ground towards an extra cover area. One more run, no run. So 2 dot balls. Soumya. This time she opens the face of the blade, steers it down to third man. One more run. And in T20 format, any player who can few dot ball have the tendency to compensate by going there or trying to go for a boundary. So these girls are totally different. They understand the present and the value of partnerships. This time she noted in the field. Unfortunately for Kyle, the revenge strike to the fielder. She goes herself that had it been one field, neither side of the field had been a boundary. She'd be disappointed. She couldn't get the value for the shot revenge strike. What's more important is that even if you timed it well, and the result is more important, and piercing the fielding is more important. So comes the next ball and watchfully played by Soumya. So another good over comes to an end from Shanmuga Priya. First over, innings, the fifth over of the innings. The over score is 30 without loss. So now the next part of 5 overs going to be from the far end. That's an interesting aspect. It saves energy, time for players also. Rarity in modern day cricket. And bowler is going to start the proceedings from the far end is Dharani. Yarini. She bowled a couple of overs from the pavilion end. And leggy Yarini. Leg spinners, the left arm spinners are the two key important aspects of T20. They are the most influential resources in the composition of the team, and many of them have exhaled, and it is unfortunate the extinction of off spinners from the T20 format, barring a few that, and the format prefers, the team's composition prefers to have a wrist spinner, especially a legule of Tomer. So anyway, it's not an easy trade, leg spin also. It's a rhythm based one, and the margin of error is, if the slightest of error cost dearly in a T20 format. Here comes Yarini, first ball, nicely bowled across the gap. Kyle lean forward, Kawasaki recovers, one more run. Kyle continued to impress with the progress. She brings solidity to the batting lineup. The entire team profits. They are good batters to follow. This time taken on the pull by Soumya. Unfortunately, it went straight to the fielder. And they were disappointed on a couple of occasions. The full toss were not capitalized properly. Well, at times, if trying to hit hard, they don't get the result, be disappointed. Next delivery. Nicely bowled. Kyle stepped out and digs it out. York to self. So far, a quite good over from Yarni. What's more important is how well she finishes it. Deserves the punishment. Al went off the back foot and slightly deep inside the crease, punched it towards the extra cover area. Under the boundary, straight. And just before number 9 said it was a good over. What is more important is the value finish is a good over. And unfortunately, Arnie would have learned the importance of finishing the over. And the boundary scored. And comes the Army. Slams slightly wider. And rightly called by the umpire. So one more run to the total. Moves her feet. Straight the field at mid off. One more run, long off, one more run to the total. And still a ball to be bowled. It's over. The two fielders, the five, one in the deep on the offside, one on the onside also. Wideish mid wicket. In the country region, one in the sweeper car, back sweeper offside. Stand watchfully played by Sonia. Fielder at Midan stops it and they run. 39 is the score at the end of over number 6. So the power play comes to an end. A profitable one for Wheels of Fire. The team Wheels of Fire, 39 they've scored. And they scored yesterday 49 in the allotted power play overs yesterday by the same 52. So it's a much improved performance today. And Shanmuga Priya of switching ends. Now she's coming to bowl from the far end. And to see that despite of the expiry of power play overs, they are continuing with attacking field mode. And quite a big numbers present inside the ring. Took a thick inside edge, and she was a little skeptical about whether to go forward or back. Unlucky for the bowler, lucky for the batter. So it went a thick inside edge onto the fine leg. Lucky that it hit the stumps, and very unfortunate for the bowler. The first ball went to the boundary, so it is important. The batting side, it gives an advantage for them to put pressure on the bowler, and they could have employed a third man so that they can prevent this. Predominantly it's offside field in front of the wicket. It shows the confidence of Shanmuga Priya and the attacking instincts of the captain is evident. They did the same strategy, applied the same strategy yesterday also. They were defending a modest total. It's a wise call, but when you're fielding first, it is better to minimize your target. There's a kind of slip, anything around 130, 135, 130 to 140 is a good score here. Pass score for this category. So they'd be eyeing for it. Both the openers knows that. And just a matter of another 5-6 overs. They'll play together. They can shift gears, and the strategy that the entire team will play around. This time, nicely played by Kyle. Kyle steps out, and the important aspect of this shot is he's not hitting it hard, but using the feet. And another part, it is not Kyle, it is Soumya, and it will do a world of good to her confidence. And she's also joining the party by coming out and showing her intentions clear. And will Sharnupriya alter her length on seeing her advancing down the wicket? This time it's a flattest length and a loud appeal. The ball drifting towards the leg side. The umpire said not out. The over comes to an end. At the end of over number 7, the score is 49 without loss. 10 runs were added in the last over, and 2 boundaries were scored. It's a good over for the team. Wheels of fire. Yarni. Yarni is the bowler. The highlight of the innings of Wheels of Fire openers is their approach and very orthodox and good orthodox cricket shot they're playing. They're not slogging even an opportunity for them to do so, and hardly we can say a cross-batted shot or all good orthodox shots. And both Kyle and Soumya looks very impressive. Again, uses of feet nicely and brilliantly stopped by the bowler. It was hit with the it was hit ferociously, and very good effort from Yarni. He stops the ball, and well by the team reaches the mark of 50. So loud cheers from the teammates. A fine accomplishment by the openers, and they have to carry the good work. If they stretch it to the 3-figure mark, it'll be fine for the team's cause also. Another fine looking shot, step down to the ground. This time Sharnupriya moves to her left and stops it. The ball driven firmly, which stops it nicely. So one more run is added to the total. Time is slightly short in length. Sloppy work in the field with the backward point area. Actually, she could have easily stopped the ball before it reaches the boundary. Unfortunately, the momentum carried her to take it outside the boundary. So Kyle gets the boundary this time, courtesy the fielder. Backward point, otherwise it would have been a dot ball. Unlucky for bowler Yarni. And the backing of the field is when bowling well that it's more important the fielder has to complement it. Well, the advancing, the using of the feet certainly prompted Yarni to alter the line. She comes a little flatter. Seeing them advancing down towards that. So there is a protection for her. Now the slip has been taken off, the right call on the thing. So no point in continuing with the slip. Now a short third man, gully backward point, a gully backward point and cover, a sweep out bit off with offside. The next one it's straight back and it went and yes, the culprit again. It is disappointing that twice in a row that India conceded a boundary, and should be disappointed. Kyle gets a boundary. A much better fielding effort is required. This one, Kyle spits will be good, and these are the times where you have to come good with your actions on the field. A catch or a brilliant stop it and third certainly bolster the confidence of the entire fielding unit. The morale will lift up. Someone has to do an inspiring act here on the field. So far it is one way. The wheels of fire are kind of sloppy work. Very casual approach to the field. Of the three boundaries, all the three boundaries is the result of sloppy work of the fielders. The score is 63 at the end of over number 8. Well, the way they are moving on the field, it's a reflection of the mistakes they have committed on the field. Very unfortunate 3 boundaries resulted. Had they exercised little prudence and little agility on the field, they could have prevented all these boundaries. So even it will have an effect on the bowlers also. So someone has to lift the morale and do an inspiring act on the field. So a change in bowling. The captain. No, it's not a captain, it is Pooja. She's going to start the proceedings from the foreign. She's the left armer. She did well yesterday. Pooja bowled really well yesterday. Though they were canted by their opposition, but she bowled really well. Tossed up delivery. Lucky for them. Lucky for them. First ball.
Ball miss பண்ணா stick. இறங்குதுல stick இறங்குதுல. Spinner fly பண்ணி தான போடுவாங்க. Spinner fly பண்ணி தான போடுவாங்க.
Again this time Kali's free to toss the delivery. And Pooja to correct the line length. Continues to supply full tosses, toss the deliveries. And what is more important is that the bowling of dot balls. You not think about the wickets. Even a couple of dot balls in the T20 format may tempt the batsman to think differently and comes to the next one slightly flat in the air. push guy had a bit exercise little smartness, they would have resorted a different line of attack and it push the batsman to the back foot and cut down the armory of the stump line when you have good fielders behind the wicket. I mean, in the square of the wicket, can avoid those big hitting boundaries. So far, it's not happening. They're inviting the batsman by tossing it up. So at the end of over number 9, the score is 75. They're scoring at alarming rates.
காஸ்ட் கூட வரலைங்க சொல்லப்போனால். ஒரு பேட்டே நம்ம வாங்கினா 10,000 15,000 வாங்குவோம். அந்த இடத்துல ஒரு ஃபுல் செட் ஆஃப் கிட் பேக்கே வேற யாருன்னா தான் பிகினர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியாக ஒரு கிட் பேக் நான் பார்த்தேங்க. நான் ரியலி இம்ப்ரெஸ் இந்த கிட் பேக்கை பார்த்த உடனே. அது எங்கன்னு பார்த்தா நம்ம தண்டர் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் தான். அது எங்கே இருக்குதுன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரில் தான் இருக்குது. அது இவ்வளோ கம்மியான ப்ரைஸில் இந்த மாதிரி கிட் பேக்லாம் கிடைக்குமான்னு எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக தெரில. குவாலிட்டி வைஸில் பார்த்தோம்னா நல்லாவே பெஸ்ட்டாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அது கம்மியான காஸ்ட்டில். சரி, அந்த கிட் பேக்கில் அப்படி என்னடா இருந்ததுன்னு பார்ப்போமா. ஒரு பேட் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து பேட் செட்டு, ஒரு பேர் ஆஃப் க்ளவ் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து தை பேட் இருந்தது, முக்கியமான விஷயம் கார்டு இருந்தது. ஏண்டா கார்டெல்லாம் சொன்னால் அதோட முக்கியமான விஷயம் ஒன்று விட்டுட்டியே அப்படின்னு கேட்குறீங்களா? ஆமாங்க, ஹெல்மெட்டு, தலைக்கவசம், உயிர்கவசம் அதுவும் இருந்தது அதில். இது எல்லாமே சேர்த்து ஒரு பேட்டோட காஸ்ட்டு கூட வரலைங்க சொல்லப்போனால். ஒரு பேட்டே நம்ம வாங்கினா 10,000 15,000 வாங்குவோம். அந்த இடத்துல ஒரு ஃபுல் செட் ஆஃப் கிட் பேக்கே வந்து வெறும் 6,000 தராங்க வித் இன்க்ளூடிங் பேட்டோட. தமிழ்நாடு ஃபுல்லாக ஃப்ரீ ஷிப்பிங். அவங்க கான்டாக்ட் டீட்டெயில்ஸ் தரேன், ஃபர்தராக அவங்ககிட்ட என்கொயரி பண்ணிக்கோங்க. வேறு யார் பிகினர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியாக ஒரு கிட் பேக் நான் பார்த்தேங்க. நான் ரியலி இம்ப்ரெஸ் இந்த கிட் பேக்கை பார்த்த உடனே. அது எங்கன்னு பார்த்தா நம்ம தண்டர் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் தான். அது எங்கே இருக்குதுன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரில் தான் இருக்குது. அது இவ்வளோ கம்மியான ப்ரைஸில் இந்த மாதிரி கிட் பேக்லாம் கிடைக்குமான்னு எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக தெரில. குவாலிட்டி வைஸில் பார்த்தோம்னா நல்லாவே பெஸ்ட்டாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அது கம்மியான காஸ்ட்டில். சரி, அந்த கிட் பேக்கில் அப்படி என்னடா இருந்ததுன்னு பார்ப்போமா. ஒரு பேட் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து பேட் செட்டு, ஒரு பேர் ஆஃப் க்ளவ் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து தை பேட் இருந்தது, முக்கியமான விஷயம் கார்டு இருந்தது. ஏண்டா கார்டெல்லாம் சொன்னால் அதோட முக்கியமான விஷயம் ஒன்று விட்டுட்டியே அப்படின்னு கேட்குறீங்களா? ஆமாங்க, ஹெல்மெட்டு, தலைக்கவசம், உயிர்கவசம் அதுவும் இருந்தது அதில். இது எல்லாமே சேர்த்து ஒரு பேட்டோட காஸ்ட்டு கூட வரலைங்க. சொல்லப்போனால் ஒரு பேட்டே நம்ம வாங்கினா 10,000 15,000 வாங்குவோம். அந்த இடத்துல ஒரு ஃபுல் செட் ஆஃப் கிட் பேக்கே வந்து வெறும் 6,000 தராங்க, வித் இன்க்ளூடிங் பேட்டோட. தமிழ்நாடு ஃபுல்லாக ஃப்ரீ ஷிப்பிங். அவங்க கான்டாக்ட் டீட்டெயில்ஸ் தரேன், ஃபர்தராக அவங்ககிட்ட என்கொயரி பண்ணிக்கோங்க. வேறு யாருன்னா தான் பிகினர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியாக ஒரு கிட் பேக் நான் பார்த்தேங்க. நான் ரியலி இம்ப்ரெஸ் இந்த கிட் பேக்கை பார்த்த உடனே. அது எங்கன்னு பார்த்தா நம்ம தண்டர் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் தான். அது எங்கே இருக்குதுன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரில் தான் இருக்குது. அது இவ்வளோ கம்மியான ப்ரைஸில் இந்த மாதிரி கிட் பேக்லாம் கிடைக்குமான்னு எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக தெரில. குவாலிட்டி வைஸில் பார்த்தோம்னா நல்லாவே பெஸ்ட்டாக கொடுத்து.
So the third pace of the 5 overs, we're coming back to the pavilion end at the end of over number 10 overs, 85. And so the first wicket, Soumya is the batter dismissed. She was bowled by the bowler Pooja, left armer. So some respite for the team fielding, and affected a dismissal. The openers were separated, and Soumya departs with an individual tally of 30 balls, an excellent effort, and they put up a very good score on the board. So the new batter is Radhika, and Radhika batted brilliantly today. She must be loads of confidence behind her. So she is joining with Kyle, and they put up a wonderful partnership yesterday. So the first breakthrough happened here, the 11th over. Team is regrouping themselves and strategizing what to do next. So from here on, a couple of soft overs. Since the new batter comes into the crease, it takes a little time, but in T20 format, we don't have the luxury of spending too much in the middle, so we have to quickly set itself in and respond to the demands of the situation. Radhika understands the importance of it, and she has to continue the good work done by the openers. And she's an experienced campaigner. So Pooja, confidence. Will get better as the game progresses. So now this field is well spread. The captain reacted wisely to the situation. She's keeping only 4 fielders inside. They were in attacking mode prior to the early part of the inning. And Radhika watchfully played on the offside off the mark immediately. We got protection on the onside, one in the deep, a fine leg, mid wicket, and the wideish mid wicket. Square leg and wideish mid wicket, and long on 4 fielders in the deep on the onside. That's a good ploy, and inviting her to play across the line. Because she allowed enough space in there. There is a chance to run out. A poor throw, and it played a Shanmuga Priya actually thrown because Radhika backed up too far. She was halfway down the pitch, and had the throw been accurate, and another wicket would have been a possibility. So lucky escape for Radhika. And in comes the next ball. Pooja should be careful. The line of attack should be aimed at the stumps only. When they have the fielders deep on the onside, make the batsman to play across the line. There was a ploy behind it, but she is allowing too much room on the offside by bowling slightly wide of the stumps. So she has to correct the line sooner. This time pitched the ball along the ground, driven by Kyle. A chance of run out here, and yes, it is. So Radhika escaped once on the far bowler's end, but not this time. It was needless run because it went straight to the fielder this time. The throw was accurate and straight to the hands of the wicketkeeper, and she pushed the wicket down neatly. So one more wicket falls here. Radhika got out, run out, so without troubling much. The second wicket falls here. Arshita is the new batter. Poor Red. So, the Abdul Malik Cricket Academy, yes, effects another dismissal. Arshita is the new batter, perished the first ball she faced, and the departure of Radhika and Arshita in succession
11 overs.
and creates the doubts in the minds of the batting side, and the confidence of the bowling fielding side will certainly soar, and they'll be happy with the way that things are shaping up, despite of the fact that the first 10 overs are completely out of the control. Now they're slowly pulling back the things. So good. If you pick wickets, it certainly put pressure on the opposition. So they're doing the things rightly. And what is more important is that they altered the fielding arrangements here, and they were in attacking mode first 10 overs. Once the power play expires, they could spread and prevent those boundaries, and they were in attacking mode. Now they realize the importance of saving the boundaries, and the departure of two batsmen in succession and will be reflected in their fielding also. So now it's the turn of the captain from the pavilion then, Rinas. So she has to compliment the good work done by the previous over done by Pooja. It is always important bowling in partnership in any format of cricket. So one of you will profit eventually. So it's Kyle. And so Rana started very well, and Kyle watchfully played. And the fielder at Gary's top 6, one more run to the total. The score is 90. Slow down in the scoring rate, courtesy the dismissal of two batters in succession, and also some disciplined bowling, slight changing with a approach of the fielding side, and spread the field on their own side. But all these things I realize having an effect on the scoring pattern. So at one stage 160, 170 was a possibility. Now they have to reassess the situation, and as long as Kyle is there and there is no threat with the scoreboard, and only partners to compliment Kyle for Kyle's effort. The new batter is Anushree, a resourceful batter, all-rounder, and she failed to impress us today. She was run out yesterday, and she'll try to compensate the early departure of the previous encounter, and the current situation also demands her to play responsibly, a tailor-made one for her. So now the freshness comes back into the bowling side. Renas, nicely played by Pooja, continues to impress with the feet. Her footwork is stupendous, and one more run, and she is doing her job quietly. And but under 2-3 overs, these two batters has to play sensibly before doing anything flamboyant. Another fine looking delivery on target on the stumps, watchfully played, and this is the effect of 2 wickets and slowing down the scoring rate. It augurs really good for the fielding side. How they realize, but this time slightly wide, little wavered out too far outside the off stump, wisely called by umpire wide. Yeah, that's to be rebowled again. Mystery. So doing the right thing and giving back the strike to Kyle. 12 overs, the score is 94. So another tight over executed by Rinas. So Rinas and Pooja are in partnership. They're bowling really well. So 8 more overs left in the innings. Another 60 runs from Aaron will take them to 150 plus. Pooja bowling a third over, I guess, if I'm right. Yes, acknowledged by scoring partner. Pooja, 2 wickets behind her. Loud appeal. Anushri is to be careful. Lucky they just slightly drifted down the leg side. She's trying to cuddle towards the onside. Lucky they didn't get a connection. A loud appeal turned on by the umpire. This is unfortunate. Anushri fails to understand the ground realities and trying to hit one big and took a leading edge, and it was nicely executed. The field at point. So Anushri departs without troubling the scorers, much to the dismay of the field in batting side. And it's needless when Kyle is there. Her job is to rotate the strike, give it strike. And unfortunately, she wants to do something heroically, and she perished in the process. So the other side is another 2-3 overs from here, and if they played sensibly, and they could have put up a good score. But now the Abdul Malik Cricket Academy is they're doing the things correctly. Things are happening to them also, and all their efforts after the 10 overs are really coming in favor of them, so they'll be more happy. And this is what the belief and confidence this is the way that it's enhanced because of the good work, the basics, and applying the mind to the ground realities and executing to the needs of the hour, and credit must be given to them. And we were a little critical yesterday approach, but today it looks to be a different outfit, though they were put on the back foot in the first 10 overs. Another fine looking delivery from Pooja. The new batter is Yuvashri. So many of them are not played yesterday because it was only the top order. Now the middle order will be tested. And the fine looking delivery from Pooja, and hitting a good line here and length also. So it's heartening to see that these girls are learning things quickly, and it is what is more important in the formative years of a career. Value progress, how quickly you learn. And cricket is more purely depends on how the mind is receptive to the realities. The more you learn quickly, the better for you. Comes Pooja, next delivery over, fine looking Miss Panabet. There's a loud appeal for caught behind, and umpire acknowledges in the affirmative. And the batsman was a little surprised. The batter was a little surprised. And another wicket falls here. A soft dismissal. Caught behind Pooja. picks another wicket here. Yuvashri, Yuvashri is the batter got out without troubling the score is. The score is
13 overs, 94 for 5.
94. The 13 overs are completed. Pooja completed the third over.
அது கம்மியான காஸ்ட்ல வேற யாருன்னா பிகினர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியா ஒரு கிட் பேக் நான் பார்த்தேங்க. நான் ரியலி இம்ப்ரெஸ் இந்த கிட் பேக்கை பார்த்த உடனே. அது எங்கன்னு பார்த்தா நம்ம தண்டர் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் தான். அது எங்கே இருக்குன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரில் தான் இருக்குது. அது இவ்வளோ கம்மியான ப்ரைஸில் இந்த மாதிரி கிட் பேக்லாம் கிடைக்குமான்னு எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக தெரில. குவாலிட்டி வைஸில் பார்த்தோம்னா நல்லாவே பெஸ்ட்டாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அது கம்மியான காஸ்ட்டில். சரி, அந்த கிட் பேக்கில் அப்படி என்னடா இருந்ததுன்னு பார்ப்போமா. ஒரு பேட் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து பேட் செட்டு, ஒரு பேர் ஆஃப் க்ளவ் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து தை பேட் இருந்தது, முக்கியமான விஷயம் கார்டு இருந்தது.
I can't believe that rarity in a T20 formats. The bowler made it in the middle overs, and Pooja, an excellent effort with the ball. A lot of 3 overs spell so far. She picked up 4 wicket. And now a maiden over 16 runs only she considered, and it's an amazing feat to bowl a maiden over. And Pooja was instrumental in putting the team in a good position in this stage. So a slight Shanmuga is going to start the proceedings. 14th over from the pavilion end. The end of 14 overs, 99 is the score, 98 is the score. See the difference at the end of 10 overs, they were 85 and they have conceded only 13 runs in 4 overs. 13 runs were conceded in 4 overs. It's a phenomenal effort, and they picked couple of wickets, 3 wickets, 2 wickets in the meantime. And this is the difference when you put the brake on opposition and you make them to think now. And the new batter is Dhanushree joins Kyle. So Kyle continues to impress at another half century for her. It's become a habit to score. Another fine innings, very well paced, and for us that is for our growth as well as the team's benefit. She continues to impress with the batting approach. The crucial factor is she has not succumbed herself to the situations. She was untruffled by the fall of wickets, the slowing down of the scoring rate. She was playing what is natural to her. She is doing it rightly. So it is important if she can play out the entire quarter of 20 overs, they can put up a decent score on the board. Anything around 130. 130 is a possibility at this stage. At one stage, 160, 170 is on the cards. Better effort. Put the bowling side in a good position. Pooja coming to bowl a final over. So far at Tremaine, this was a good effort from Pooja. She made a mark for herself. She was the architect of our teams bouncing back to the good position. Pooja to Kyle, the 15th over. This time Kyle goes deep inside the crease, and this is a sloppy work. This is a sloppy work from Kyle. She stop properly, that she collect properly, that she could have prevent an extra run. These are the small things, the small negligence on your part that cost you dearly. Pooja would have learned it. It was thrown straight back to her, and she missed it completely, allowing conceding an extra run here. These are the small things, and it takes the game away from you. Not give room for those, give for room for opposition to come back. In comes the next one, tossed up one. Kyle failed to take full advantage of it. She because herself that not capitalizing on his opportunity, and it's all along the ground. Much better effort, could have fetched better, more runs. Fortunately, only one run added. Score is 105. They crossed the 3-figure mark. So Pooja's quarter of 4 overs comes to an end. So she was impressive. Well, it's Sanvu Priya. I guess she's bowling a final. She's bowling a final over. Going to bowl a final over. It is not Priya. Yarni, it's Yarni. Yes, Yarni, not Sanvu Priya is going to start. She's going to start the bowling from the far end. So now it's evenly poised and fielding side. For them, it's very important how well they finish, not conceding too many. And they're looking for a prize skull for Kyle. Kyle was deep look at the onside. A huge gap is there on the onside. Yarn is the leggy. And there's also a huge gap between the offside between sweeper cover and the long off. Here comes the first ball. Yes. Again, Kyle would be disappointed. She's dancing down the track and took it on the full and hits it straight to the field, of course, to the country region. And just managed a couple. Will Arnie alter her length on saying Kyle advancing towards her. Comes Arnie, the next delivery. A better one, a good one. This time it is to the offside. Then, well, the fielding side slowly allowing the batters to come back. Sloppy work, overthrow, conceded needless. 5 runs were scored of the first 2 balls. And we should not allow the game to be taken by opposition. You have to be careful, throw an extra caution, an extra mile effort to profit optimally from the good work. And comes Yarni. Dhanush is the left-hander, left and right combination.
பேட்டோட காஸ்ட் கூட வரலைங்க. வேற யாருன்னா தான் பிகினர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியாக ஒரு கிட் பேக் நான் பார்த்தேங்க. நான் ரியலி இம்ப்ரெஸ் இந்த கிட் பேக்கை பார்த்த உடனே. அது எங்கன்னு பார்த்தா நம்ம தண்டர் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் தான். அது எங்கே இருக்குன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரில் தான் இருக்குது. அது இவ்வளோ கம்மியான ப்ரைஸில் இந்த மாதிரி கிட் பேக்லாம் கிடைக்குமான்னு எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக தெரில. குவாலிட்டி வைஸில் பார்த்தோம்னா நல்லாவே பெஸ்ட்டாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அது கம்மியான காஸ்ட்டில். சரி, அந்த கிட் பேக்கில் அப்படி என்னடா இருந்ததுன்னு பார்ப்போமா. ஒரு பேட் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து பேட் செட்டு, ஒரு பேர் ஆஃப் க்ளவ் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து தை பேட் இருந்தது, முக்கியமான விஷயம் கார்டு இருந்தது. ஏண்டா கார்டெல்லாம் சொன்னால் அதோட முக்கியமான விஷயம் ஒன்று விட்டுட்டியே அப்படின்னு கேட்குறீங்களா? ஆமாங்க, ஹெல்மெட்டு, தலைக்கவசம், உயிர்கவசம் அதுவும் இருந்தது அதில். இது எல்லாமே சேர்த்து ஒரு பேட்டோட காஸ்ட்டு கூட வரலைங்க. சொல்லப்போனால் ஒரு பேட்டே நம்ம வாங்கினா 10,000 15,000 வாங்குவோம். அந்த இடத்துல ஒரு ஃபுல் செட் ஆஃப் கிட் பேக்கே வந்து வெறும் 6,000 தராங்க, வித் இன்க்ளூடிங் பேட்டோட. தமிழ்நாடு ஃபுல்லாக ஃப்ரீ ஷிப்பிங். அவங்க கான்டாக்ட் டீட்டெயில்ஸ் தரேன், ஃபர்தராக அவங்ககிட்ட என்கொயரி பண்ணிக்கோங்க. வேறு யாருன்னா தான் பிகினர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியாக ஒரு கிட் பேக் நான் பார்த்தேங்க. நான் ரியலி இம்ப்ரெஸ் இந்த கிட் பேக்கை பார்த்த உடனே. அது எங்கன்னு பார்த்தா நம்ம தண்டர் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் தான். அது எங்கே இருக்குன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரில் தான் இருக்குது. அது இவ்வளோ கம்மியான ப்ரைஸில் இந்த மாதிரி கிட் பேக்லாம் கிடைக்குமான்னு எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக தெரில. குவாலிட்டி வைஸில் பார்த்தோம்னா நல்லாவே பெஸ்ட்டாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அது கம்மியான காஸ்ட்டில். சரி, அந்த கிட் பேக்கில் அப்படி என்னடா இருந்ததுன்னு பார்ப்போமா. ஒரு பேட் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து பேட் செட்டு, ஒரு பேர் ஆஃப் க்ளவ் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து தை பேட் இருந்தது, முக்கியமான விஷயம் கார்டு இருந்தது. ஏண்டா கார்டெல்லாம் சொன்னால் அதோட முக்கியமான விஷயம் ஒன்று விட்டுட்டியே அப்படின்னு கேட்குறீங்களா? ஆமாங்க, ஹெல்மெட்டு, தலைக்கவசம், உயிர்கவசம் அதுவும் இருந்தது அதில். இது எல்லாமே சேர்த்து ஒரு பேட்டோட காஸ்ட்டு கூட வரலைங்க. சொல்லப்போனால் ஒரு பேட்டே நம்ம வாங்கினா 10,000 15,000 வாங்குவோம். அந்த இடத்துல ஒரு ஃபுல் செட் ஆஃப் கிட் பேக்கே வந்து வெறும் 6,000 தராங்க, வித் இன்க்ளூடிங் பேட்டோட. தமிழ்நாடு ஃபுல்லாக ஃப்ரீ ஷிப்பிங். அவங்க கான்டாக்ட் டீட்டெயில்ஸ் தரேன், ஃபர்தராக அவங்ககிட்ட என்கொயரி பண்ணிக்கோங்க. வேறு யாருன்னா தான் பிகினர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியாக ஒரு கிட் பேக் நான் பார்த்தேங்க. நான் ரியலி இம்ப்ரெஸ் இந்த கிட் பேக்கை பார்த்த உடனே. அது எங்கன்னு பார்த்தா நம்ம தண்டர் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் தான். அது எங்கே இருக்குன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரில் தான் இருக்குது. அது இவ்வளோ கம்மியான ப்ரைஸில் இந்த மாதிரி கிட் பேக்லாம் கிடைக்குமான்னு எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக தெரில. குவாலிட்டி வைஸில் பார்த்தோம்னா நல்லாவே பெஸ்ட்டாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அது கம்மியான காஸ்ட்டில். சரி, அந்த கிட் பேக்கில் அப்படி என்னடா இருந்ததுன்னு பார்ப்போமா. ஒரு பேட் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து பேட் செட்டு, ஒரு பேர் ஆஃப் க்ளவ் இருந்தது, அப்புறம்
Good morning. Welcome you all for the second session of the Queen's Premier League Invitation Tournament for Women's, and the third edition of it. The third place encounter between Wings of Fire and Abdul Malik Cricket Academy. The Wings of Fire, for the benefit of viewers, first of all we tender apologies for being the live was in a pause mode for a while due to some technical glitches and power disruption due to the strenuous effort of the organizers, and it started resuming, and courtesy organizers and the streaming company that done a tremendous job to put back things in order. And well, the Wheels of Fire at one stage they were struggling. There was an excellent effort from Kyle, and they put up a wonderful score on the board. 152 is the target, and it will be a demanding one for the Abdul Malik Cricket Academy, and because they have to bat exceptionally well. Forget about the yesterday's contest, and they have to take a lot of positives on the field. At one stage they managed to pull back the things under control, and sadly slipped out of hands in the final overs. And after 10 overs, they brought back the game into the fold by picking wickets and slowing down the scoring rate. And the Wheels of Fire and exercised restraint, and when it matters, they switch gears and put up a good score on the boards. So now it's going to be an interesting context. Anushree is going to start his bowling from the far end to the captain. Varshini and Inia are the two openers for Abdul Malik Cricket Academy. We are in the first over. So at the end of over, number 4 without loss. Inaya and Varshini are the two openers. Kyle start the second over. So the first ball of the second over, Inaya is in strike. And looking at the offside, a packed offside field. Here comes Kyle. A flattish one, a flatter trajectory, and hits the pad of India, and there's a slight appeal, and judiciously turned on by the umpire. No damage takes place here. India. Stand a good length delivery outside the off stump, and you're trying to play the square of the wicket, misses it completely. So a dot ball. Kyle lost the importance of good line and length. This is bowling in Parkley Oaks. smart enough what to do in this situation. She adjusts herself to the demands of the reality. Nothing other than the basics is required at this stage. Bowling just proper line and length, reading the batsman's approach and responding accordingly is what is required. Have to bowl well within yourself rather than doing any experiments. It's very simple. You stick to the basics and let the batter take the risk. And so far it's a quiet over. So it was driven firmly to the mid-on area. No run. And Bastini. And Abdul Malik Cricket Academy players, they aware of the task and the importance of scoring big in power play overs. When you were chasing 150 in 20 overs, they have a good start, and anything around 50 in the power play overs put them in good stride, and they would have realized the importance of playing game in partnerships. And Kyle was instrumental for our team to pose a big total. So as someone for the Abdul Malik Cricket Academy play a similar role, let the players play around them so as to anchor one end to play a big innings. So it was disappointing as no concrete partnerships were established during the semi-final encounter. So they would have learned from the previous encounter the importance of staying the wickets and scoring. And this we are playing a different format today, and this is a 20 over affair. So you cannot lag too far behind. You have to be in the race. The first ball from Anush's second over is a dot ball. This is Queen's Premier League, the third edition of the Queen's Premier League. It's a wonderful facilities and the necessary requisite infrastructure for playing a good cricket, and it's well supported by Thunder Sports is sponsoring the entire tournament, doing an amazing job to promote the women's cricket, and the teams as well as those who are part of this activities, all of them are doing an exemplary job. It's good to see that these days, playing on a tough pitch and your games is something incredible. And the teams are also very accommodative and try to utilize all these opportunities for the growth and the development. And good to see that they turned up in big numbers, the teams. The response is also good. And the value addition, the live streaming of the action. And here the first boundary is scored for Abdul Malik Cricket Academy by Anaya. The first boundary, and it's mandatory for them. They have to have many more like this, and we cannot lag behind too far, and do not allow the asking race to grow ominously. Having conceded a boundary, Anushri making subtle adjustments in the field. It was a foolish ball and smartly negotiated by this time. Another full delivery on the stumps. And can do nothing she can do about it, and watchfully played. It's a quite good start for the fielding bowling side. The bowlers are sticking to the basic. Honestly knows the importance of bowling a good spell to the hand. This time firm right towards the cover is stopped by the fielder. Kyle is the fielder and it stopped it nicely. Kyle. This time width is off to the onside area. A lanky tall girl has a better reach and reached the front foot and hits it towards mid off. The bag collects its run single. Both the batters keep the score going on the scoreboard going. Comes next. So the third over comes to an end. Eleven is the score at the end of 3 overs. So now it's the turn of Kyle to complement the good job that done in the previous over. Kyle also bowled well. A good economical over she bowled. A slight misfield on the onside, the fielder at mid-on, rushing in towards the ball, fails to stop it and seeing the batters running and took her eyes off the ball, and the result is an extra run, really amounts to double figure. Comes Kyle. A good length ball, watchfully played by there. At the non-strikers pressed, they could have easily go for a single because it went slowly towards the fielder. And a possibility for a run, and they failed to utilize it. The next one is a wide ball. But they have to run aggressively and putting the pressure on the fielding side because the fielder was remained stationary. She's not making any move and saying that they can obviously run. The run was not initiated by the batter. It's not initiated by the batters. So they are bringing one more fielder towards the offside from onside, and it shows the confidence of the bowler. And there were only 2 fielders on the onside, inviting area to play across the line, which is succumb to the lurings. Let's wait and see. Now it is very clear that the square of the wicket, that it is heavily populated, and Kyle bowled a nice looking delivery, a good wind ball, not giving any room for any to throw a bat. So this is what is more good to see, that is knowing the limitations and Kyle knows the importance of sticking right line and length. As a margin of error here and there costs daily because there is no protection for onside. Minimum a slight improvisation from the batter. Possibility is there. She's inviting for that this time. Benia picked it one from outside the off stump. It is towards the widest mid-on area and picks up another run. So it seems to be a good battle between the bowler and the batter here. And the invitation is there. And now she's pushing a fielder on the onside and deeper. So there's only one fielder inside the ring and the onside. So Kyle on a fine looking tossed up and slightly fuller in length, and Varshini fails to connect it, and the over finally comes to an end. At the end of over number 415 is the total.
வந்து டைப்பாக இருந்தது முக்கியம். வேறு யாருன்னா பிகினர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியாக ஒரு கிட் பேக் நான் பார்த்தேங்க. நான் ரியலி இம்ப்ரெஸ் இந்த கிட் பேக்கை பார்த்தோன்னே. அது எங்கன்னு பார்த்தா நம்ம தண்டர் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் தான். அது எங்கே இருக்குதுன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரில் தான் இருக்குது. அது இவ்வளோ கம்மியான ப்ரைஸில் இந்த மாதிரி கிட் பேக்லாம் கிடைக்குமான்னு எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக தெரில. குவாலிட்டி வைஸில் பார்த்தோம்னா நல்லாவே பெஸ்ட்டாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அது கம்மியான காஸ்ட்டில். சரி, அந்த கிட் பேக்கில் அப்படி என்னடா இருந்ததுன்னு பார்ப்போமா. ஒரு பேட் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து பேட் செட்டு, ஒரு பேர் ஆஃப் க்ளவ் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து தை பேட் இருந்தது, முக்கியமான விஷயம் கார்டு இருந்தது.
in the hole number 5. The score is 18 without loss, and the players are taking refreshments, and the batters are given inputs from the coaches, getting inputs from the coaches to the reserves. So they have to think differently to push the scoring rate. Now the proceeding shift to the pavilion end. Start of the 6th over. Kyle coming the ball of 3rd over, and so far a good effort from both the opening bowlers. Wheels of fire, that's certainly fire in the wheels as well as in the push. In comes Kyle. Well tossed up delivery, slightly bounces extra. Surprise, the batter Rashni. She can do nothing about it, and watchfully played on the front foot. No run. Kyle continuing good work by bowling on exactly in the target. Bowling stump line. And someone has to break the shackles here. That's why it makes it that Vincinia Darshini. Darshini. Both India and Darshini have to break, they both are down to do something to break the shackles. They put themselves into the shell. They should not allow the bowlers to dictate terms. And this time, there's an opportunity. The reaction from the fielding side reflecting in the minds of soul. Comes Kyle. Hit it on an air or over the heads of the bowler. Now behind the bowler, and well, stopped by the fielder from mid on. And in the meantime, they have scored completed 2 runs. So now the intent is clear. Darshini understands the importance of scoring a penalty rate, compared to pace with the asking rate also. Stam is trying to do differently by going deep inside the crease, trying to hit one on the wrong side, a shot and delivery, and afraid to get a messy connection and the damage to the score. Kyle. So The first offer is well accepted and it was expected. When you are not scoring freely, are bound to take some risks, and eventually for the fielding side it's paid off in the form of a simple casualing into the field with extra cover. So Kyle go the first leg, the first week departs. Change in bowling from the pavilion end. The first time, second, another medium pacer. I think it's going to be the same. Sure. Yusri is the bowler, and the new batter is Inaya. Not Inaya, I'm sorry. Hey, Janvi is the new batter. Yusri is the bowler. A nice little approach to the crease. Well bowled by Yusri. A good start. This is a kind of a surface, you need not do anything different. You have to bowl well within a serve. Odd balls, you can put extra effort to create an impression. Otherwise, just maintain a good line and length. Do not feed anything to the batter. Let them earn for it. The next ball was slightly a foolish length. And played straight to straight back to the bowler. One more run. Lucky for Yusri, this time a full toss ball was not capitalized by the batter. Janvi a bit disappointed. Warrior. Time it's a big one from the outside the off stump, and it's towards mid-wicket area. One more run. So Janvi off the mark. Janvi off the mark in style. So they have to find a weak link to score maximum couple of good overs, good big overs can certainly alter the equations, and otherwise it'll be one-dimensional. Beautifully bowled this time, a nice looking delivery, and trying to play the ball, the front foot misses it completely. Lucky they didn't get a edge, and good looking delivery. They would have done loads of so India this time picked it from the stump line, box it towards the onside mid-wicket area. One more run to India. And so far I have not seen any serious initiative to play some big shots to keep the asking score rate at par with the Dhanushree is the bowler, left armer. Dhanushree. Dhanushree. Dhanushree started off with a wide. India. And much better effort is required, and yes, the guilty part is occasion, and you could have it anywhere on the offside, it back straight to the bowler. So for the benefit of viewers, today afternoon is going to be an exciting contest between Nellai Queens and STG for the title. Two wonderful sides, our percentage cricket, quality crickets, and deserve to be in the finals. And it's going to be a cracker of a contest, and STG is full of confidence. The way they play the semi-finals, they knocked out their opposition. Wheels on fire yesterday, chasing a big target with ease. The other team, Nellai Royal Queens, they overcome against Abdul Malik Cricket Academy. It's not a challenging one, but they'll be tested today by the STG team. So it's going to be an interesting contest, a 30-over affair. So it's expected to start after the completion of this third place encounter. So boundary after a long time. It is rather unprecedented. A boundary is scored after many overs. Then a short ball. Lucky that is not dealt severely by the batter. Dhanushree. Finishes the first first over.
அது.
Score 31 on the board. 8 overs played. UST is the bowler. Coming to bowler second over from the pavilion end. This time Maniac pitched up there, leaned forward and hit it all along the offside. One more run. An extra conceded here. Play that.
யுவஸ்ரீ மெமரி கார்டு அங்கே இருக்கா? மேட்ச் முடிஞ்ச தருவாது அந்த மெமரி கார்டு எடுத்துருவா. என்னப்பா அதான் விக்கி சொன்னா விக்கி பண்ண இது ரெஃபர் பண்ணலாம்.
The next ball was Janvi opened the face of the blade and steers it on to third man. A boundary is scored, the second boundary of this over. Previously when scored by Enia. So a profitable over for Abdul Malik Cricket Academy. At the end of over number 9, the score is 44 for the loss of 1 wicket. And they need to have overs like this, 10 apiece and 10 an over, a couple of overs put them in good stead. So they have to target the weak links, and a change in a slight modification in the approach is needed this time. Someone has to take chance to keep pace with the asking rate. The first ball nicely played off the pads, and it went straight to the fielder square leg, and now scoring freely, and a couple of boundaries is scored, certainly enhance the confidence. The next she is still struggling to find a good line, though she bowled an over. The left armer, she's offering a lot of weight to both the batters, and this time Janvik not capitalizing fully. Somehow managed to score a single, and will Enia strike a boundary, find a boundary in this over? There's a possibility she can go over mid-off. A huge space remains vacant on the offside, and she can also hit it with the angle. Now the aggressive running, 2 more runs is scored, and there's a huge extra run also, a sloppy effort in the field, and additional extra run in the form of overthrow. So 3 runs were scored, and I think one area they can target is can hit it over cover and mid-off, both of them well inside. Huge gap is enough. Tomer is bowling, no risk involved, and hit it along with the spin itself. Comes the next delivery, watchfully played off the back foot, and no run. This time Janvi picked the short of line delivery, the horizontal bat towards mid wicket, and only 1 run results. Will Enia find a boundary in this over? It's very important. Yes, he's hitting it firmly. The problem for Ryder is even yesterday also, some of his shots were hit firmly, not getting good value. He's struggling to find the gap. So at the end of over number 10, 50 is the score. So the pause and play, the players are having drinks. A badly needed one. The weather is turned out to be hostile here, and you need to hydrate yourself to keep yourself and healthy. More helps you to exhibit your athleticism.
வேற யாருன்னா பிகினர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியாக ஒரு கிட் பேக் நான் பார்த்தேங்க. நான் ரியலி இம்ப்ரெஸ் இந்த கிட் பேக்கை பார்த்த உடனே. அது எங்கன்னு பார்த்தா நம்ம தண்டர் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் தான். அது எங்கே இருக்குதுன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரில் தான் இருக்குது. அது இவ்வளோ கம்மியான ப்ரைஸில் இந்த மாதிரி கிட் பேக்லாம் கிடைக்குமான்னு எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக தெரில. குவாலிட்டி வைஸில் பார்த்தோம்னா நல்லாவே பெஸ்ட்டாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அது கம்மியான காஸ்ட்டில். சரி அந்த கிட் பேக்கில் அப்படி என்னடா இருந்ததுன்னு பார்ப்போமா. ஒரு பேட் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து பேட் செட்டு, ஒரு பேர் ஆஃப் க்ளவ் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து தை பேட் இருந்தது, முக்கியமான விஷயம் கார்டு இருந்தது. ஏண்டா கார்டெல்லாம் சொன்னால் அதோட முக்கியமான விஷயம் ஒன்று விட்டுட்டியே அப்படின்னு கேட்குறீங்களா? ஆமாங்க, ஹெல்மெட்டு, தலைக்கவசம், உயிர்கவசம் அதுவும் இருந்தது அதில். இது எல்லாமே சேர்த்து ஒரு பேட்டோட காஸ்ட்டு கூட வரலைங்க. சொல்லப்போனால் ஒரு பேட்டே நம்ம வாங்கினா 10,000 15,000 வாங்குவோம். அந்த இடத்துல ஒரு ஃபுல் செட் ஆஃப் கிட் பேக்கே வந்து வெறும் 6,000 தராங்க, வித் இன்க்ளூடிங் பேட்டோட. தமிழ்நாடு ஃபுல்லாக ஃப்ரீ ஷிப்பிங். அவங்க கான்டாக்ட் டீட்டெயில்ஸ் தரேன், ஃபர்தராக அவங்ககிட்ட என்கொயரி பண்ணிக்கோங்க. வேறு யாருன்னா தான் பிகினர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியாக ஒரு கிட் பேக் நான் பார்த்தேங்க. நான் ரியலி இம்ப்ரெஸ் இந்த கிட் பேக்கை பார்த்தோன்னே. அது எங்கன்னு பார்த்தா நம்ம தண்டர் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் தான். அது எங்கே இருக்குதுன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரில் தான் இருக்குது. அது இவ்வளோ கம்மியான ப்ரைஸில் இந்த மாதிரி கிட் பேக்லாம் கிடைக்குமான்னு எனக்கு கண்டிப்பாக.
So the 11th over, this is the bowler from the far end, and this is in the third over, and the score is 52, 52. So India is taking fresh guard. So we are in the 11th over. A good little breeze. A short ball. Lucky to get away. And it's straight to the field. Long off. One more run to anyhow. And well, I think the writing on the ball is very clear that I need to find the boundary, one or two boundaries, otherwise it's absolutely very difficult for them to be in the equation. This time had it been aggressive running, the possibility of the second run, but both the batters seems tired. It's obvious that they are playing back to back. It's not easy for these girls in hot scorching sun, and it's very demanding. So now the third man is brought in. They're putting one more fielder in the deep. So the line has to be very much should be on the stumps. This time she offers the width. She had to find a rhythm right here. She bowled reasonably well when she was bowling from the pavilion end. It's only 4 overs of yes that if you're bowling on the trot that and there is no room for any error. You have to get into action very quickly before the batsman wake up and respond to her flaws. This time a thickish outside edge.
fielder was trying to chase it and gave it up. The ball went to the boundary, 4 more runs. John V picks up a boundary. Unlucky for history. Nicely played. So over number 11 comes to an end. $59 is the score. At the end of over number 11. And Dhanushri is the bowler. Dhanushri left armour. Chance of run out here, absolutely needless at this age. And she was running alone, no response from her partner. So January departs. One more wicket. Now it's the turn of the captain Rinas. Yesterday she opened the innings. Today she's coming in the middle. 63 at the end of over number 12. So I'm very fortunate to have an interaction with Pooja. She bowled beautifully in the first innings, and the amount of the longing for to learn the trade is evident from her interaction, and well, she showed a lot of promise. And there, this time it is the captain played one towards the square leg area, 2 more runs the total, and the score is 65. We are in the 13th over. Rinas, is there any connection? It's white and yes it is. So Rinas swept it very nicely, and 4 more runs to Rinas. So we need to have, and they need more boundaries like this. So the asking rate moves to double digit. So it's not easy. You should not allow it to alarming level. Yeah, it'll be demanding. Anything goes above 7 or 8 to this category. It's a demanding one. So the bowling side has done a good job by taking the asking rate to double digit. So the bowler bowler Jayani. There's some confusion between Jayani and Jayali. I don't know how to pronounce that. And this time a thickish inside edge. Lucky that it went safely to a fine leg area. And 1 more run to the total. Rinas. Does she have the firepower to deal differently? Let's wait and see. And she's making her intentions very clear. She's not afraid to play a shot this time. She cuts it thick edge. And when you're cutting, you cut hard, and even a thickish edge flew away. So the same thing has happened here. A boundary is scored. Boundary score of the final ball. Rinas battling it alone here. Devi, and when the asking rate is more than 10 and over, and both the batters has to go for big shots, and Devi seems struggling, and when she cannot score big, that she has to give the strike back to Rinas. Rinas is playing beautifully here. 77 runs the score of the 313 overs so far. This time she's trying to go for a big one. Misses it completely. Nothing wrong in that. What's more important is that the right necessary connection. This time off the back foot, punches it towards the cover area. The deeper fielder from the deep stops it. One more run to Devi. So Renas, will she find the boundary? The next one, a short one, very lucky to get away. She did all the things rightly except the connection. Renas must be disappointed, missing out a boundary scoring opportunity. Dhanushree is the bowler. It's time a full toss. I took it in. We have the privilege of interacting with the captain of the Nelle Queens. They're going to play their finals in another half an hour's time. They're all pumped up, and the captain was instrumental in bringing the team to this level. So welcome to the Combox, Cap. Welcome. And well, it's still good morning only. Seems as if not I'm fresh because of the amount of toil which I underwent yesterday. The memory still lingering in your mind. That. And what is your take on the? Talk to me about the match you played yesterday. And what was the mood before the start and during, after the match? You put it in action. So how do you like? It's the first time the girls are coming and playing here, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So how is the ambience and atmosphere and how the teammate? Talk to me about a few basic things. So how did you start playing cricket? From what age? And who was instrumental in taking up the sport? Tell me about your cricketing journey. So yeah, tell me when did you start playing cricket?
So at the age of 10, I used to play cricket at street. Now slowly I am
Surprising
developing.
team. Why did you reveal your age? Anyway, it's good to see that. Thank you. It's very candid in your response. Good. Go ahead.
Yes.
So, what do you want? What do you want to become as a cricketer? You want to do batting or bowling? Which part? Because I saw you keeping the wickets. It's not easy to keep wickets in open innings.
Yes,
So it's very rare. Even why? Because seldom people choose. Say for instance, Adam Gilchrist, the highest level did so. It's not easy because 30 overs behind the wicket,
Yes,
and lots of things. And captaining the side is also not easy, you know.
Yes.
So loads in your mind that despite of all this coming and opening, played a good innings, and hats off to you. But where did you get the energy?
At Tirunelveli, we used to play at Tirunelveli. So there we will play 50 overs match.
Very
So
good.
that
Very good.
we came for.
So 50 over match certainly help because you have to stay longer in the field, and the demand is also very high.
Yes, sir.
And it is certainly it helps you to build a stronger
Yes, sir.
endurance level. Correct.
sir, yes.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir.
Then, what 50 over format you play that? So, why did you took up wicket keeping?
I thought of with the inspiration of Dhoni.
Inspired by Dhoni, very good. And for many cricketers, Dhoni is an inspiration.
Yes, sir.
And you are showing the same amount of energy and calmness like Dhoni.
Yes, sir.
Good to see that your demeanor was fantastic, not showing any signs of emotion as today.
Yes,
So
sir.
the nonchalance with which you handle things, it speaks volumes, and you are in the process of growing. I think that you show a lot of promise, and I wish the progress is also good, and I wish you good luck for today's game. I thank you for coming and speaking to me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good luck for you.
Thank you,
Enjoy,
boss.
yeah?
Yes.
Coming back to this game, and we are in the 16th over, am I right? If I'm right, 16th over is about to start. 85 is on the board, 15 overs are completed. So, as a loud appeal for caught behind, the umpire acknowledges in the. So, another wicket falls here. So the batter departs. Devi departs. So we can. Shanmuga Priya is likely to come, and yes, it is Shanmuga Priya. So brings life, and she was a busy player and an appetite for runs and a positivity in her approach, and rightly joined with Renas, who is batting well. So this is an interesting pace of the game where Shanmuga plays a blinder and a couple of big overs, though the task is demanding one, and though it is uphill. Despite of that, we can see some sort of a fight, and she is capable of doing so. So will this pair throws some challenge to the bowling side, and Shanmuga Priya is a symbol of positivity, had a good outing with the ball, and no space is there for her. Straight away she has to be in action, and she's a kind of a player who never let bowlers or situation to dominate her. First, there we go. Oh, much the disappointment of all of us that she perished to the first ball. Disappointment for everyone, and very unfortunate for the team Abdul Malik. Must be a thick inside edge. Shanmuga Priya departs without troubling the scorers. So we are in the 17th over. So after the departure of Shanmugapriya, much was expected of her. Unfortunately, a premature exit. And Renas alone battling it. And very unfortunately for Abdul Malik Cricket Academy, want to put up a good fight, and it is slipping out of the hands. And we can't blame the lower order batters when the top order, middle order is not firing for you. That it is very difficult when you are chasing a target of 150 plus. So it's only for academic entries or individual brilliance to lift your skills, to master it. And Renas, a good opportunity to spend little time and score runs and gain some confidence. Our bowler. Jaili is the bowler. Jaini is the bowler. So one more run is added to the total. Now it's the start of Renas looking at the onside, and Renas can think about going over the edge and in front of the wicket or covers or over the long on or wideish mid on, a fielder inside the ring. Well, she content to play off the back foot, open the face, the blade, steers it down to gully, one more run. And now through extra run, there is a possibility of run out, run strikers in. And perhaps a mild collision, both the bowlers and the run striker Renas. So 17 overs, 90 is the score. At the end of 17 overs, 3 more overs left. So it's the dominance of Wheels on Fire is very clear and much to be blamed. They have allowed the game to drift away from them when they're bowling first, despite of Pooja's heroics with the ball. And Pooja took 4 for and put the brakes on the opposition, which was not complimented by the rest of the bowlers by allowing them to score 150 at one stage. It was a distant possibility, but thanks to an excellent innings from Kyle, they end up with a good score on the board. It's a one-way affair, and this is the problem. Sometimes the games gives times the developments gives an impression that the contest is going to be an interesting one. At one stage when they are bowling the Abdul Malik Cricket Academy, and the game was an oscillation, the volatility made the first half was very interesting. Nothing of that kind is happening in the second half, and I blame the batters for everything, and disappointing. The bowlers have done a reasonably good job. It's not such a bad surface, it's not a stiff target also, but the problem again today also, they are not playing in partnerships. Partnership is the key, and they must now realize the importance of it. And this time hit the ball, scored the wicket, one more run. So Renas Can she find the boundary? A couple of 1 or 2 here and there. Comes the next delivery. It's methodical here. So we are in the final over of the contest, the Queen's Premier League third edition. This contest is for the third place, between Abdul Malik Cricket Academy and Wheels on Fire. And Wheels on Fire, like the team name itself, and their approach also similar to the name, and they're firing and in all departments. And unfortunately, the team missed out, and they played a good cricket yesterday, and they were overcome by STG, put up a good show, and they're going to play the final. STG and the LA Queens, an interesting contest. So it's about to start as soon as this match is over. And well, for the benefit of viewers, we're in the final over of the innings. The score is they crossed the 3-figure mark and they labored a lot for it. And hardly any significant contribution from any of the batters from Abdul Malik Cricket Academy. And the second day of disappointment, and a lot to be learned. Hope that they'll impart many things from it, and the future games they try to exhibit. And this is one such sport that there is no end to learning. So your failures will teach you good lessons than your success. The famous saying, success is not final, failure is not fatal. The courage to continue matters most, be it in sport or in life. So slowly coming to the end, business end. It's only a formality here. Unfortunate, sometimes the contest turned out to be lopsided when much was expected, and this is a sport is like that, and seldom it happens like this. And then why? Because an extra interest was arranged, or because of the format, T20 format, and fortunately they didn't have the necessary firepower to make the game more interesting. So anyway, the dominance of one side to assert, but still the hollowness. The teams watching this see once Kyle does the bulk of the scoring. So the rest of them is a mixed bag. One, they have to realize soon the importance of the contributions, and Kyle consistently doing it so even today also. So finally the game concludes here with the dominance of Wheels on Fire, deservedly to be in the third place. The quality of cricket they played, and the bowling, with the geometrical precision. Some of the bowlers did a good job. Kyle excelled both with bat and ball today, so as the bowlers bowl around them, and it was a clinical performance from Wheels on Fire. Many congratulations to them. And with this, we'll be off the air for a while. We'll be back for the final in half an hour's time.
தெரில. குவாலிட்டி வைஸில் பார்த்தோம்னா நல்லாவே பெஸ்ட்டாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அது கம்மியான காஸ்ட்டில். சரி, அந்த கிட் பேக்கில் அப்படி என்னடா இருந்ததுன்னு பார்ப்போமா. ஒரு பேட் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து பேட் செட்டு, ஒரு பேர் ஆஃப் க்ளவ் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் வந்து தை பேட் இருந்தது, முக்கியமான விஷயம் கார்டு இருந்தது. ஏண்டா கார்டெல்லாம் சொன்னால் அதோட முக்கியமான விஷயம் ஒன்று விட்டுட்டியே அப்படின்னு கேட்குறீங்களா? ஆமாங்க, ஹெல்மெட்டு, தலைக்கவசம், உயிர்கவசம் அதுவும் இருந்தது அதில். இது எல்லாமே சேர்த்து ஒரு பேட்டோட காஸ்ட்டு கூட வரலைங்க சொல்லப்போனால். ஒரு பேட்டே நம்ம வாங்கினா 10,000 15,000 வாங்குவோம். அந்த இடத்துல ஒரு ஃபுல் செட் ஆஃப் கிட் பேக்கே வந்து வெறும் 6,000 தராங்க.